Welcome to the first Crowd Mountain Bootcamp module. This is called Niche the Niche. And we're going to be talking about niche marketing in a nutshell. Now, why do we look at niches in our internet marketing? Simply, you can't make a website about everything, but to get a little bit more in detail, you want a focal point for your marketing. If you're talking about everything, it's really hard to focus on what exactly you're trying to sell, and it's hard for customers to absorb that. If you're trying to sell everything, people don't want a one-size-fits-all option. They want something that is customized to them. This also allows you to have a clear target market. If you're working in a niche, then you know exactly who you're selling to. Niche marketing allows you to involve yourself in brand building, that is, making sure that you and your site are the #1 most recognized authority in your niche. And with niche marketing, you can conduct search engine optimization much easier. Search engine optimization is simply making sure that your site appears at the top of the search engine listings when people are searching for keywords related to your site. Now, what is a niche? These are some qualifications and things that you look for in a niche. You want people to be passionate about it. You want the niche to be big enough to support some sub-niches. For example, the dieting niche is huge and it supports a lot of sub-niches, things like women trying to lose weight after pregnancy. You also want your niche to have a large number of people involved in it. If there's 4 guys who are into it, it's probably not enough to support a whole website. The presence of money is very important in looking for a niche. So you want to make sure that these people that you're going to be selling to have money and that they're willing to spend it. One way to make sure that there's a presence of money and to make sure that people in your niche are buyers is looking for current products and services that are available in your niche. So here's what to expect in the Niche the Niche module with Crowd Mountain. The Idea Factory is going to be about generating niche market ideas from your life and from online resources, and then we'll go through a process to qualify those initial ideas. And in the Money Factory, we will find the money niches in your qualified ideas, and we'll go about conducting keyword research. So let's head right into the brainstorming section of the Idea Factory. You'll be working with a worksheet. It looks like this, and you're going to just print it out and then jot down all of the ideas that come to you as we go through these different places to get niche ideas. You don't want to judge the ideas initially as you get them. Just write them down. As you can see, what I did here is, I'd have a top level thing like the idea of country living and hobby farms, and then I just wrote down 2 sub ideas, chickens and Nigerian dwarf goats, for ideas that could be a sub niche within that larger niche. So just write everything down. It doesn't matter at this point if you really think it'll work. It's about generating ideas. Now, if you're already in a niche, I still want you to go through this process. You can keep an eye towards your niche as you go through this process, but absolutely go through it. It's important. So the first part of brainstorming is, of course, to print out the worksheet, like I said, but we're going to take a home inventory. And this involves just walking through your house and looking at the things that you and your family are interested in. One of my favorite places, because I'm an avid reader, to get ideas is to look at my bookshelf. You can also go through to your magazine rack and see what magazines you and your family members are getting. It's also a good idea to look in the back and see the ads that are in the back of the magazines. Those are things that are selling, so those are good niches. Junk mail and catalogs are huge. If people are printing out glossy magazines, spending the money to do so, and then spending the money to mail them all over the country, they are making money. So keep an eye on your junk mail and catalogs that you receive. Your children have all sorts of interests that we as adults don't necessarily, acknowledge as much as we should in terms of their marketing potential, but parents spend tons and tons and tons of money on keeping their kids happy and getting them the things that they want. So looking at your children's interests could be a great source of ideas. Also, your spouse, friends, family, they all have hobbies and things like that. My husband is totally into growing cactus. My mom really likes to crochet stuff. So those are all niche ideas that I could add to my brainstorming worksheet. Your favorite TV shows are another idea. Things that are on like Fine Living Network, TLC, History Channel, Discovery Channel, things like that. A lot of those are how-to shows, and how-to stuff is a great area to be in for niches. So I want you to take a moment, print out your brainstorming worksheet, and walk around your house. Write down as many ideas as you can. You really should have several sheets from your brainstorming worksheet by the time that you're done with this process. I was able to fill up one through just a cursory look of my bookshelf. So go through your house, print out a couple brainstorming worksheets, and then come back to the video, and we will continue on with some internet marketing type sites that you can look for ideas on. You should have gotten a whole bunch of ideas through walking through your house. So now let's go online and take a look at some online resources to get niche ideas. The first place we're going to look is an old favorite, but it is an excellent resource. It's the Clickbank Marketplace. And you can find that at clickbank.com/marketplace.htm. So let's head on over there and I'll show you how I use it. So this is what the Clickbank Marketplace looks like when you get to it, and you can sort by categories. So let's go health and fitness, and then you're also offered subcategories. So how about nutrition? And I'm going to sort by popularity, that's fine with me, and click go. And then I'll be brought to a page with all of the health and fitness and nutrition products. So what's this? We want to just take a look at them. Diet Solution, Eat Stop Eat, an intermittent fasting program, fasting. The acid alkaline diet, that would be an interesting niche. Acid alkaline diet people. Fat loss, carb rotation. So these are all different kinds of diets and fitness things. So we can, let's try another section. Home and family and parenting. Let's see what's in there. Alabama records. Okay, so death state records. Pick the gender of your baby. How to give you the baby of the gender of your choice. Disney vacation and travel savings guides. My out of control teen. Coaching for parents with out of control teens. Cure for bruxism. Stop teeth grinding. That's interesting. PC Tattletale, parental control software. Run auto with water. Oh, how to convert a gas-driven car to water. So these are all cure eczema in 14 days. So these are all really interesting niches, and you could be jotting down those that interest you onto your brainstorming sheet. So that's how you work with Clickbank. Just go ahead and sort through all of the different categories that interest you. If you also don't choose a subcategory, then you can just be brought to the ones that are the top within a main category. So here within home and family, the number one thing is renewable energy solutions, wind and solar power information, unlimited Wii downloads, the reverse phone detective, the magic of making up and getting your ex back. So these are all different niches to get involved with. And write down those that interest you on your brainstorming sheet, and then we'll move on to another site. Next we'll go to Amazon, which of course is at Amazon.com. They've been one of my all-time favorites for a long time. So let's take a look at what you can do at Amazon. Amazon's cool because they actually do sell everything. Like we talked about in the beginning, a niche isn't selling everything, but Amazon manages to do that. But let's go to the books section, and then I'm going to browse a couple of different books categories that interest me personally, so they'll be easier for me to work into a niche. So let's select business and investing, and computers and internet, cooking, food and wine, crafts and hobbies. Let's see, health, mind and body, home and garden, parenting, and that should be enough for now. And then we'll head on over to those pages and take a look at the kind of products that they're carrying. So we've got how to castrate a bull. So this is about bull markets, tax deductions because tax season's coming up here in the US. And then if you look over here, you can see the top sellers. So we've got The Tipping Point by Malcolm Gladwell, Outliers by Malcolm Gladwell, Susie Orman's 2009 Action Plan, that was featured on Oprah. If you watch Oprah, you will get lots of good ideas about things that are going to go big, because anything that she mentions goes big. Getting things done. So those are some ideas about productivity, about investing that we could jot down in our brainstorming note sheet. And let's see. Now we're in computers and internet. So this is about the Kindle. Oh, that's interesting. And digital photography, presentations, and I have that book. It's very good. The Black Swan, the impact of the highly improbable. I don't have that, but that sounds interesting too. Quark Express. So these are different computer applications that people might be searching for information on. In cooking, we've got, The Biggest Loser family cookbook. So that's big because Biggest Loser is huge right now, and Health and Fitness is always big. The Omnivore's Dilemma, that's a good book as well. Let's see, Artisan Bread, How to Make Bread. Barefoot Contessa, Back to the Basics. Fabulous Flavor from Simple Ingredients, so a simple cooking cookbook. Conscious eating, there's a lot of movements around different kinds of eatings, the slow food movement, things like that. So those are things that you could jot down on your brainstorming notebook. Now in crafts and hobbies, we've got the Dangerous Book for Boys. Knitting. I don't know what that one is. Knitting, interior design, knitting. So knitting is obviously huge. Wow, this whole first page is like all knitting. In Health, Mind, and Body, we've got Supermarket Survival Guide. So again, this is another weight loss product. So all these things can give you great ideas about different niches that you could get into. In Home and Garden, we've got Decorating, a room by room guide. Different kinds of knitting, crochet, jewelry making, how-to books, and they're visual picture books. So let's take a look at some other sections on Amazon that can give you some ideas. Of course, if we go up here to shop all departments, electronics, these are huge. Audio, TV, camera, cell phones, MP3s, car electronics, video games, home appliances, any of those you can build a niche around. Home and garden, we've got kitchen and dining, so these are going to be like appliances, gadgets, things like that, pet supplies, sewing, crafts, and hobby. Grocery, toys, kids, and babies, so different games and toys, books for children, apparel. Sports and outdoors, this is another really good section to check into. We've got golf, cycling, team sports, camping, exercise, fitness. So I want you to take a look around the Amazon site, pause this video, and again, just browse through the site and find some ideas. Don't judge them, just write them down on your brainstorming sheet, and I'll see you in the next section. All right, pause the video and we'll talk in a minute. Now we're going to take a look at EHow. EHow is super important for people like us who work on the internet because most of the questions that are asked and answered on EHow can be answered in text. And because we're selling on the internet, we can produce a PDF type document to answer those questions and sell that. So a lot of the things on EHow really lend themselves to internet marketing. And the site is www.ehow.com, so let's take a look. Here's the main page of EHow, and like we did at Amazon, I'm just going to open a couple different pages and we'll see what we come up with. Pets, personal finance, and let's try internet. Okay, hobbies and games. So what we'll see here is some subcategories, and you can browse those, and then also here's just a list of the articles. About Asiatic bows, about baby scrapbooks, about Barbie clothes, about blues on the guitar, about cell animation, about coal energy, coin collecting, colonial American inventions, Comanche pottery, comic books, crazy quilts, deer. I mean, this is just an absolute gold mine of stuff that people are interested in. Let's go into pets. We've got birds, dogs, farm animals, horses for main categories, and then of course we have the individual articles. Butcher and cattle, chicken coops, how to build a chicken coop, there's a product. Dog actors, how to get your dog in commercials, there's a product. Dog obedience schools, how to start your own dog obedience school, there's a product. So EHow, I mean, this is so overlooked, and it is absolutely a place that you need to go to check out to get niche ideas, because it's just an incredible gold mine. So let's just go to a random page in personal finance and see what we can come up with here. How to sell a house before foreclosure, how to sell a house in 30 days, how to sell a timeshare, how to sell a cemetery property. In the internet, here's a bunch of different categories. So RSS, how to use RSS, that kind of thing. About chat rooms, ClickSense, downloading movies, MySpace codes to hide the music, searching for people online. We just saw that in Clickbank. There was a people search product that's #1 in Clickbank right now. So spend a lot of time on EHow because this place is incredible. And I cannot even emphasize enough how many great ideas I've gotten for websites from this site alone. So take your brainstorming sheet, take a few minutes, browse EHow, pause video, and I'll be back in a minute. Next, we'll head on over to Expert Village, which is at expertvillage.com. Now, Expert Village is pretty similar to EHow in that it's people helping other people learn how to do things, except the difference here is that everything on Expert Village is in video. So if we click on the categories, just like at EHow, we'll get a list of the different categories that are covered at Expert Village. And right down here are a couple example videos: how to learn how to make mixed drinks, how to prepare a meal of your choice, how to play the guitar, dog acupressure for elbow arthritis. That's one heck of a niche, isn't it? People want to learn how to do dog acupressure, but I bet you that they're passionate about it. So let's look in education, something new, and cars. We haven't looked at anything in cars so far in our niche research. Science fair presentation materials. That's interesting. I've seen a product in Clickbank before about creating science fair projects. So here's a how-to on that. Finding aluminum on the periodic table, finding helium, making a science fair presentation board, assessing your child's readiness for preschool. So those are all excellent things that could be noted on your brainstorming worksheet. And here in autos, we've got fuel efficiency tips. That's going to be huge right now with gas prices. Oil change materials, so how to change your oil, how to check oil, how to rotate tires, how to remove the oil caps. These are all great videos to give you ideas on different how-to products that people are interested in. So, browse Expert Village, make a note on your brainstorming worksheet of those things that interest you and catch your eye, and I'll see you in a few minutes. Now, after having gone through your own house, going through the Clickbank Marketplace, going through Amazon, going through EHow, Expert Village, you should have at least a couple pages of the brainstorming worksheet filled out with great ideas for niches. Some of those niches will be really broad and some of them will be more smaller niches, and that's perfect. That's exactly what we want, is just a wide variety of ideas to work off of. And then we'll drill down a little bit further when we get into the keyword research stage of things. So at this point, I just want you to circle your top 10 favorite ideas from all of the things that you brainstormed. So let's take a look at my worksheet over here, and I'll show you how I do this. So looking over here, we've got, let's see, credit repair. I like credit repair. Wilderness and survival equipment. That's interesting. California haunted houses, travel. Nigerian dwarf goats, I like that. That's an interesting niche. Fusing glass, that's a good one. Cactus, that's a good one. Fast and cleansing, I like that idea. And like the We Fit and We Exercise. Those are all great ideas. And then I want to transfer them onto the qualifying worksheet. So let's take a look at what that looks like. Okay, here's your qualifying worksheet, and I've already gone ahead and transferred my ideas into the niche idea area right here. And then we want to go through each column and assign a value to that niche for these different qualifiers. So we want to ask, is there money in the niche? Do the people who are interested in each of these individual things, do they have money? Are they passionate about this niche? Is it something that they're really like all about? Are there sub-niches in it? As in, so for cactus, there are people who like to grow certain kinds of cactus, so that could be a sub-niche. Are there current products selling in the niche? And your own personal interest level, like how much are you interested in building a site about this niche? You're going to assess each of these with either a plus, a check, or a minus. The plus means it's a very, very positive rating for that particular qualifier. Check mark means it's an average rating for that qualifier, and a minus means that there's less than average for that qualifier. So let's take the credit repair for an example, because it's got a variety of numbers. Is there money in the niche? I put a minus because if they need credit repair, then they're probably maxed out their cards and don't have a whole lot of money left at this point. Is there passion? I put a plus because yes, these people are going to be really, really positive about wanting to repair their credit. Are there sub niches for credit repair? I put average. You know, it's one of those things where people could want to raise their scores. People could want to erase bad debt that they have from the past and collections. So there's a couple different ways that people approach that particular niche. Are there current products selling in the niche? In this, absolutely tons of them, so it got a plus. And my personal interest level, I am very interested in it, so I put a plus because I'm very interested in that topic. So I filled out this niche worksheet for all of the different niches, and then you total up the points at the end. And that's explained right down here. You give 2 points for each plus, and 1 point for each check, and no points for the minuses, and then total it up. So for the after crash investing, they got 2, 4, 6, 7 points total. So that's 2 points for each plus and 1 point for the check. So it gave them a total of 7. So in looking at this worksheet, the niches that have the most probability for working out at this point is the detox and cleanse, because that got 10 points. And then tied for second place is credit repair, we exercise, and investing after the stock market crash. So those are the 4 that I'm going to look at the most when I do keyword research, and that's where I want you to start off. Take your highest point niches, and then we're going to transfer those over to the keyword research section and find out which of the ones really have the money and really have an opportunity that you can capitalize on. So I'll see you in the next module, the Money Factory, where we talk all about keyword research and finding a place where we can enter a niche with ease and prosperity.